Hey folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. It's Nick Granville coming to you from Wellington, New Zealand. So today I thought I'd talk about my travel guitar. I've just got it back today and it's going to be this Telecaster. And what I've done to kind of make it more international travel friendly. So there's a thing in New Zealand, right? If you're going to fly on a plane, you can't carry your guitar on board. It sucks, I know. I'd just much rather be able to carry my guitar, put it up in the hold, and it's the domestic flights that are a problem. International flights, it's almost never an issue, right? I've done it before at that point. But you've got to get from wherever domestic place you are to the main airport, which is in Auckland, and then you can fly out, right? So if you don't get to Auckland, your guitar doesn't make it. Yeah. So it's just a risk, and it's so stressful. And I'm sick of the stress. I'm sick of being denied, and then you have to check it in the hold, and it's in a gig bag, and you just go, ah. So I had this modified, right? And what I've done is I've had threaded inserts put into the neck. I've seen Julian Lage do this. I think he got the idea from Danny Gatton, maybe. So now it's got these Allen key heads here, which we were going to go with Phillips, but I think Allen key's the way to go because you can take an Allen key on the plane. It's a 3mm Allen key. You can't necessarily take a screwdriver on the plane because the first thing they'll do, and I know what'll happen, I'll forget to put it in my luggage, and next thing you know, they're confiscating it, and that's that. But the neck can now come off, right? And the idea I had was to put it in this, which is just an art supply tube. It's kind of solid, but a little bit. This bit just screws off. Chuck the neck in there. I've checked it fits. So I have two of these. I have one already. This is one I've owned for a long time, but unfortunately it doesn't quite fit. This is 75mm internal diameter, and it doesn't quite get over that part there because of the tuner, right? You need about 100mm. This one here is 105. So I checked it. Fits. So my plan is to put a bit of foam in the bottom and a bit of foam in the top and that bit. So there'll be a piece of foam there, so it goes in either direction, and then to wrap the rest of the neck in a towel or something, because when you're away you always need a towel or something. But that's going to be the neck, and I'll be able to carry that on the plane. It's not that big, right? And then pop it up the top, no problem. And then the body of the guitar will go in my backpack. Just fits in there, and I checked it fits. So this is just a Rip Curl backpack, but any kind of backpack, and then the body of the guitar. And one of the reasons I went for a Telecaster over doing this to one of my other guitars is the Tele has a smaller headstock here, right? If you had a Strat headstock, you'd have to get an even bigger size tube, and that's getting a bit of a nuisance, right? But the Tele is it's kind of smaller at that point, so you can fit it in the tube easier. Also, Tele without a tremolo is kind of the way to go because it's more solid, right? And if I'm only going to take one guitar away with me, I don't want to risk, having a tremolo that, if I break a string or something and the tremolo is all out of place. It's just easier with a hardtail like this, because then if you break a string, you can still play, still finish the gig. It's kind of a bummer if you break, say, a D string in the middle and you got to figure out how to play the rest of the gig with just the strings on either side of it, but can do it. And also, too, I think with a Tele, I could play any style of music on it. If I had to do a jazz gig, well, I'll turn the tone control down. Perfectly acceptable jazz tone, funk gig. I've got a bit of delay on, which will be annoying for this. For country. Rock. Blues. So I could get away with everything except for maybe like heavy metal, but the chances of me doing a heavy metal gig is like 0. Although if I had a Telecaster and I had to do like a heavy metal track, I'm going to give it a go, right? Even though it's not really my forte, but you can pretty much do everything on a Tele. So that was my thinking. Tele with the smaller headstock that'll fit in that tube, hardtail, versatile as heck. You can play anything you want. People always say if they could only have one guitar, they'd make it a Tele. right? So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then this can go in the backpack, this can go in the tube, and I'm away and I'm good to go. So in January, I'll be at the NAMM show. I'm going to Alaska as well for a week. We're going to visit a really dear friend who lives up in Alaska. We'll go and spend a week with her and her family. And that'll be awesome. And that was the one I was most worried about, because I'm flying Wellington to Auckland, Auckland to LA, LA to Seattle, Seattle to Alaska. Chances of my guitar making it all that way could be slim, right? And, you know, in that flight to Alaska, it's going to get freezing cold down there, or who knows what. So I want to have the guitar on the plane, so I know at least I've got a guitar at the other end, so I can continue doing videos like this one. So yeah, I didn't come up with this idea, but it made a lot of sense. And then, of course, I want a guitar for the NAMM show, right? There might be a chance to play. Of course, I'll be doing my videos. In the past, I've played at various booths, but the people I usually do them for aren't doing booths this year, so whatever. But I'll go and check out some new gear, and I'll share that all with you. And, you know, it'll be a chance to jam with some friends and stuff like that, so it'll be choice. So yeah, anyway, that was my thinking. Travel guitar, Telecaster. Just works. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe. I'll play you out with some more kind of rude guitar. Let's just call it rude.